tending the fire. Got to warm it up in here. Let's use this frontwards. Kim bought me this. Ooh, it's heavy. Bought me something heavy. It's a car battery. Where'd it come from? PST. Performance. Oh, suspension technologies. Ooh. Won't be a battery. Kindling. More kindling. Oh, look at this. Stuff. Oh, suspension bushings. Suspension bushings. What is this? What is this? Sway bar links? Sway bar links. Ball joints. Not sure which bushing that is. Idler arm. Oh wow, this is all the front end stuff for the Valiant. The Valiant's going to start to handle good. Bumpers. What is this thing? Oh, what is this? A steering arm? Oh, the steering arms? I'm not sure exactly what these are, but they got ball joints on them. And tie rod ends. Okay, I know how to figure this out. Read the package and see. So now I have my work cut out for me. Cold fingers. Oh, it doesn't tell you anything. Front end rebuild kit. Okay, so I don't know exactly what's in there, but I'll figure it all out. It's that's pretty cool. Thank you, Kim.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, it's my birthday present. Wow. Oh yeah, I remember driving these cars when they were new. You know, like A-bodies, they handled so good. And then when we took that Valiant out the first time, Kim goes, handle it. I was a handle. I said, this is the worst handling car I've ever driven. I couldn't believe how bad it was. But we'll get it all squared away now.
Great. You're welcome. I'm looking forward to having it, like, actually drivable. It was too bad to go anywhere with.
Oh, we could have. You did brakes, or we did brakes, but you did a lot of it. And fuel tank, and fuel lines, and engine. We're really lucky that transmission works great. I mean, that's a really nice transmission. And now we'll have the front end squared away.
Yeah, the engine's running good now. We got the carburation and the ignition system all going.
And then we get the turbo set up and, you know, go down to Uncle Tony's, get the turbo set up. And
yeah. at this point, it's sat and ran for an hour at least once. Like, it doesn't overheat.
Yeah, what we should do, after we get the front end done, go out driving around a little more, and then change the oil. Because it'll have several hours on. Get that assembly lube out of there. And put fresh oil in it and a filter, and then I think I have a filter, but I'm gonna have to buy some oil. And then we'll drive it to Tony's. It's an hour and a half down there. You can follow me just to make sure I make it.
I'm not following you.
You're gonna follow me with a trailer.
No, we're just gonna drive it down
the two of
there.
us will get in it and drive it. Bring the tools. Well, bring the tools and a creeper and flashlights.
I've got to make a kick-down linkage, even if it's just temporary.
You know, where it is right now, where you've got it set, it's a little aggressive, but you know it shifts nice. It shifts nicely. Before it was too aggressive, and then you had it so it was, you know, like some kind of old lady mode. It would shift like first, second, third. And right now it's fine. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have it working. But.
Oh, it would be really nice for. If you are going to drive on the same road every day, you can set it up, but. Like if you want to pass and it won't downshift,
it'll downshift. No, it'll downshift, but like I say, it's just a little more aggressive than normal, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, it'd be nice to fix it right, of course.
Yeah, we got to work something out. And then, so pull some of those parts out. I'll tell you what they were. I didn't want to
Oh,
tell you what things were right away. The ones that you didn't know what they were. Yeah, that's sway bar. We don't even have a
sway bar.
anti-sway bar on that car.
You
So
don't?
I don't think it has one. No.
Oh, I think it does. I thought they all have.
No, I don't
Another
think a
sway bar lane?
72 has one.
I don't know. I used to have a 69 Dart that had one.
Well, you can get them, but the Slant
Okay.
6 cars.
These are what? Bumpers?
Yeah,
Stopper
bump
bumpers?
stops of some kind.
Yeah.
I think those are the rear bump stops. Nah, I don't know.
Ball joint.
Upper, yeah.
Another one.
hmm I hope they're the right ones. They're supposed to be the right ones for the disc drum brakes. They're smaller on the drum brakes than on the disc brakes. Those are
All
upper.
kind of bushings.
Those are upper control arm bushings, and then if there's bigger ones, they're
Yeah, there's bigger and smaller ones.
the bigger ones will be for the what is it? Torsion bars. Those are for the bars that go up towards the front. They go from the lower
strut
control.
Strut rod bushings. Strut
Yeah,
rod
those are
bushings.
strut rod bushings.
Okay. Strut rod bushings. And bump stops of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Tie rod ends.
Okay.
End. Tie rod end. Another bump stop of some kind. Another tie rod end. This is made in Taiwan, which is way better than made in the other China. Another bump stop. This looks like this is a ball joint and a steering arm.
So the lower ball joints are incorporated into the steering arm.
Yeah, that
Yep.
makes sense. And that is what this is as well. So there is no
There's no pitman arm?
no idler arm.
Idler arm. They're not an idler arm. I
Nah.
thought that kid had one.
No, but I mean an idler arm is just maybe you have to buy one. I mean the idler arms always seems like bad. I don't know exactly how this is set up. It's been so long since I worked on the front end of one of these. When I was working on these, this was a pretty new car. So I'd see like the 67 or 8 or maybe 9. But a 72 was only a couple of years old, 2, 3, 4.
Well, those are all the same. It's all the same suspension
But I mean,
design.
that's the last one. But I'm just saying, the last ones I worked on was 50 years ago. 50, probably 45 years ago, something like that. Last time I worked in a front end shop was in 1983. I worked in a front end shop for 6 months in 1983. So, yeah, I probably saw some of them. The guy I worked for really liked to feed us the work we liked. And some people it was a brake and alignment shop. Some people liked doing brakes. They had a guy that was pretty much dedicated to alignments. He did alignments. The boss did some alignments. And I liked crashes. And any crashes, he'd try to feed that work to me. And I liked him because somebody that's fixing a crash, it was usually a car that was close to new. Everything underneath was clean. And I liked taking something that was smashed and figuring out all what it needed and taking it all apart. A lot of times I'd have like the whole front end torn apart and then put all new parts in it and get it aligned and drive it and be nice again. That's the first of the Gen 3 Camaros. It was a Camaro. Could have been a Firebird. I think it was a Camaro. Somebody ran one over a curb like at 70 miles an hour and bent the shit out of everything. And I fixed that car, went out and drove it. It was the first one of those I drove, and I really liked the car. But it was current year model. It's probably 83. So, yeah, that's when did those come out? 82, I think? It was either 82 or 83. So it was a new car.
I'm guessing that the part that will make the biggest, like the most significant improvement, because I didn't feel any bad ball joints under there or any blown tie rod ends. I mean, they might not be real good, but they weren't like bad. So I'm guessing that what's bad is the torsion bar bushings.
Steering linkage.
When the torsion bar bushings go bad, they make the car walk all over the road.
Because
They're
the little
real
control
bad.
arms moving around. Like
Yeah, real bad. And they're like the most difficult part of that setup to replace. I mean, they're not terrible hard to replace, but they're the most difficult to replace. So they're the least likely to get updated if anybody can avoid it. So they're probably original and they're probably clapped out. And so that will make a big difference most likely. And they might be severely damaged, which can explain why the car is all over the road.
Oh, well, and the tires, I'm sure. That day that we drove down there, it was so bad. We pulled up to the air pump down there, and tires had like 7 or 8 pounds of pressure in them. That didn't help any. And put air in them, and it was better. It's still terrible, but it's drivable. It's just not real pleasant. But I remember those cars. A friend of mine had a '69 Dart he bought new. It was a 318 Dart, and I remember going in the corners, just like whoa, around the corners, like, man, is this nice? And this car doesn't do that. It's the same front end, So, you can do that.